Et on est bon, 5 secondes avant ce showcase. 3, 2, 1, let's go. On est parti direct. C'est parti, je rediffuserai ça pour ceux qui ont loupé.
Welcome,
Bienvenue.
Guardians. So awesome
Version
to be here
française
with
qui
you
plus est,
again.
vous avez les sous-titres.
Last time we got up here, we got a chance to show you
Let's
Sabathin,
go.
the Witch Queen, and her majestic throne world.
Since then, it's been a wild year for Destiny.
You returned to the original Loot Cave to reclaim the fabled Gallarhorn.
Then, you exorcised an ancient evil
Witch Queen, c'était
from a
vraiment
hive
bien,
queen,
la campagne.
so you could put it inside a grenade launcher.
And now, you've been spending the past few weeks cleansing a derelict Leviathan from its twisted nightmares.
In fact, the last year has been the best year we've ever had in the Destiny community. I hope you can
Non,
feel
pas
it as
juste là,
well.
mais c'était...
And seeing this kind of reaction from our community, it's both humbling and inspiring.
Because our team here at Bungie,
King, le meilleur
we're not
moment.
just developers, we're also guardians. We're trying to build what we'd love to play in Destiny, and that's what brought each one of us here. Brought us not only to Bungie, but also brought all of us to this final showdown between light and darkness.
So, without further ado, this is the beginning
Oh là là,
of the
let's
end.
go.
This
Sorti,
is
non?
Lightfall.
C'est parti.
Quand ils verront cette fin glorieuse, ils viendront nous trouver.
C'est très cyberpunk, hein. Wow.
Ils savoureront leurs vains efforts jusqu'au
Ah,
dernier.
il est répugnant.
C'est dans leur nature.
Laissez-les venir à nous et découvrir. Notre véritable
Ouh. Vous avez vu l'autre là? Le Hulk sous stéroïde? Je vous mettrai le trailer en séparé bien entendu. Hein. Ceux qui veulent bien écouter, ne vous inquiétez pas.
dénué de tout espoir révélera
C'est quoi ça?
leur vrai visage.
C'est quoi ça?
Avec la fin de toute chose, que nous sommes libres.
C'est une nouvelle doctrine du coup? En plus ils avaient dit qu'il y a des gens qui avaient vu des images où c'était en vert. 28 février 2023.
I've seen that thing 100 times now, and every time I see it, I still kind of get goosebumps.
Instantly, I had chills. It's all here, it's all happening now. Things are finally coming to a head.
Thematically, we really have been honing in on that kind of bombastic, big set piece approach.
It's gonna be
Non, je pense que c'est une
over-the-top
doctrine.
action, adrenaline pumping, like the whole time.
This is really kicking off the conclusion to the Light and Dark saga, where we finally face down this foe that we've been anticipating facing for so long. It's pushing it to 11.
J'ai dit quoi pour la date?
We've been hinting at this malicious force
Lui
in the
met l'envers,
darkness
peut-être.
that's been our enemy
Possible.
behind a lot of our conflicts. We revealed that enemy, we put a name on it and put a face on it, and that enemy is the Witness. And the Witness is coming with its newly empowered disciple, Callus.
Ah, Calus,
Callus
il
is
est vraiment
really crash
dégueu.
landing with a new and more powerful army than ever before. They've got new powers, they've got new armor, they've got
Nice,
tormentors to
Ils ont un
join
petit
their
côté rude.
ranks that are going to be bigger
Oui,
and
il me semble
better
que c'était
enemies
février,
than we've
mais
ever
je vais pas dire de
faced.
bêtises.
Callus is taking that army that he's bringing with him to be the harbinger of the Witness's doom.
This is such a pivotal moment for Destiny. Everyone is coming to have a last stand with Callus and the Witness to really avoid the next collapse, something that we've been trying to avoid ever since Destiny
Ouais, c'est ça.
1.
Ouais, du coup, Arcanis quoi. Hein,
We see in the trailer that we're
comme
headed
style
to
le bandeau, là.
Neptune, and on Neptune there's been this hidden city called Neomuna,
Ok.
where an
On est sur
alternate version of
Neptune.
humanity has been blooming since the collapse.
Neomuna is the capital city of Neptune. It's a
C'est trop
giant
classe.
metropolis that we were completely unaware existed until now. What's interesting and exciting to me about this place is that it's pristine.
Bah,
It's
c'est
new.
nouveau, oui,
It's
on est
not like
d'accord.
a lot of the places that we've explored previously in Destiny. Exploring that space is
C'est
very,
très beau.
very cool.
There's so much new stuff
Très,
to
très
discover in Neomuna and in
Bah alors,
Neptune.
c'est
And also I
passé.
saw some new characters there. I'm really excited to get to know Cloudstriders and their story.
Cloudstriders can be compared to Guardians. They're both protectors of a civilization that's potentially under threat. But Guardians were chosen. It's their duty to
trop
protect
stylé.
humanity. Cloudstriders have chosen to protect their people.
There's like an awesome opportunity for the Guardians to learn from the Cloudstriders and their way of living and their philosophy of life.
So we've got the newness of that
C'est une
city,
grosse nouveauté,
the
là, quand
newness
même,
of the
hein. La vie, le
Cloudstriders
côté
that we've never
cyberpunk,
been aware of.
les
And
nouveaux
then, of
machins,
course,
les
you
nouveaux
get a
ennemis,
glimpse of this green
le nouveau
energy.
Nouvelle Doctrine.
I wonder what that is.
Strand is the new darkness power that we discovered
Le
here.
fil obscur.
Something that's unique about Strand, unlike any of these other powers we've ever had before. When you play through Lightfall, you are discovering this power for the first time. No one in the universe
bien.
ever in the history of Destiny has used Strand before.
This is the Guardian discovering darkness on their own
Grave.
and learning how to shape it and manipulate
nouveauté.
it and use it against Callus and his forces and, you know, have fun in the new urban environment of Neomuna. You are really going to have to prepare yourself for a wild ride.
We just got a glimpse of our new destination, Neomuna, our new foe, Callus and the Shadow Legion, paired with the Witness, and a very brief glimpse at Strand, but that's just barely scratching the surface of what this release has to offer.
Right, like what we've just seen in that trailer is just the tip of the iceberg, and we've got a whole lot more we're excited to show you
bien.
coming up.
Bon, ça dépend, hein. Ça dépend, c'est du neuf.
Last year, we wanted to return to our studio's roots in creating some of the best shooter campaigns in the industry.
That's been our legacy since Halo, and we tried to push that front and center in The Witch Queen.
And it's about more than just guns, but creating an adventure
Carrément,
in a
j'avoue que le
handcrafted world
style, la
full of
nouvelle ville et tout, ça m'arrive
surprises.
plein.
Then, we added the legendary
nouveaux
campaign
persos.
option. Because great combat needs to challenge
Ça,
you,
c'était
to
un
test
bon
your
choix.
thumb skill, your
La
tactics,
campagne légendaire,
and
c'était
your build
vraiment
crafting.
cool.
And we heard loud and clear that you want more of that. In fact, 2 out of every 3 players that completed the Witch Queen campaign did it on
Bien.
Legendary.
You tested yourself against the Witch Queen and her Lucent Hive and rose to that challenge. And then you let us know it was one of the best shooter experiences that we've ever made.
So with Lightfall, we want to push that even further. We want to give you the best Bungie action experience that we can create with the brand new Lightfall campaign.
Ok.
Lightfall is going to change the way that our players move, fight, and explore everywhere in Destiny.
Neptune is this fantastic destination. The capital city of Neomuna is a really fun place to explore, and it's this bright neon metropolis. There's a harbor, office buildings, an arcade.
This is a city that we've made,
musique
and
aussi.
using Strand to traverse through it and explore it, it's going to be so exciting.
There's some places that once you whip out that grappling hook, ooh, you're gonna be able to
Ouais, ça donne
explore
de
and get to
l'intérêt.
places that you couldn't before.
Look at that up there.
Oh, le
I
coup
wonder
du
if I can
grappin.
grapple to there. I'm going to be a kid in a candy store.
It's not a city that is collapsed. It is a city that has lived through the collapse.
Neptune now has to deal with the cloak being pulled back and them being revealed to the world and are now central of the conflict.
Callus has taken his capital ship and just like planted it right down in part of the city, and it's Cabal-occupied territory. It's a city under siege. You've got this infiltrator vibe at times where you feel like a tactical team going into a skyscraper. You're dealing with Cabal roadblocks and
Faut
patrols
qu'ils fassent
all
les
throughout
events
the
là-bas,
city.
là, plutôt qu'à la tour. Ils
The
fassent tout
Shadow
là-bas.
Legion, they provide that like characteristic Cabal brute strength. They're all about like volatility and power, and they've been enhanced now by pyramid technology. They have these suppression devices that can take away some of your super, take away some of your abilities, and then they fight alongside these terrifying new pyramid units called Tormentors.
Ouais, eux, ils sont
As part
stylés,
of
là,
his
les
discipleship
tourmenteurs.
to the Witness, Callus has been upgraded. And so the Tormentors that they've brought in are these impossibly huge, unstoppable
J'aime bien, hein.
behemoths They wield scythes. They can attack from a distance. They can bring you in close. They can drain your very life force from you. They are basically embodiments of terror.
It's like a boss character within the battlefield. Your stomach drops. You're like, okay, I'm playing through, I'm having fun, I'm popping heads, doing this thing, and then boom, there it is.
We've got all the new stuff going into the game. Strand, Tormentors, Shadow Legion, a cool new environment. These are all a great setting for a new legendary campaign, and we're still making sure that we go through and we tweak and tune and we balance the encounters to have that right challenging level of difficulty for players.
The legendary campaign was a huge hit coming out of the Witch Queen. It was the first time we had done that sort of elected difficulty where you could really test your skill and test your power. And so we're going to bring that back for Lightfall.
Of course, you're still going to have that higher reward tier, and we still want to make sure that you get that inside track towards being raid ready.
Everyone back in the studio is so hard at work on Lightfall, putting in the details and making this whole release come alive and continue to surprise and delight players. I am so excited to get this out.
Lightfall is unlike anything players have seen before in Destiny, and it's another step that sends you hurtling to the conclusion of the Light and Dark saga.
Ah, je vais rejouer Arcane. Je veux dire en main. Quoique, après, faut voir le super. Parce que là, il montre un peu.
Come on. Amazing.
I'm super excited to dive into Strand and talk about all the new stuff that we just saw.
Vas-y.
Strand, like Stasis, is a power from the darkness. Unlike our light abilities, which are all about creation, darkness is more about consciousness.
Ça apporte vraiment un vrai truc.
Strand is psychic energy that forms this extra dimension, this sort of matrix that connects everything together, connects all living beings and all minds. And you, the Guardian, are sort of gaining the knowledge and gaining the power to peer into this alternate psychic universe and begin to pull at these threads and tug at these wires that are connecting all of these living beings.
When Guardians learn how to use Strand, it's almost like this third eye opens up. It's about peeling back the curtain of reality, taking those connections and then weaving them into new objects.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool to see them come together. Like, it's always been there, and now that we can tap into it, we can use it for our benefit, whether it's through movement or through damage.
Strand has a grappling hook. Since you're seeing into this cosmic web, you are able to grapple at any point because the cosmic web exists everywhere.
Je me demandais si c'était à des
Even
endroits
if there's not an
spécifiques.
object there, it will hook on to that web.
Wow, non, franchement, ça c'est trop cool.
It's just taking that idea to the next level, putting that Destiny spin on it.
Yep. The grappling hook initially started as part of the Hunter's Kit, right? They're all about fluid movement, rapidly traversing space, and being very agile. But as we were developing, it's like, oh man, this feels like it's too much fun to just keep it to one class,
Heureusement qu'ils l'ont pas mis juste une
so
classe.
we made the call to expand this super cool new ability across all three classes.
Trop bien. Ah non mais de ouf.
On the design side,
C'est toujours un bon choix, le
to come
grappin.
up with how each of the classes interpreted this additional psychic dimension, like in their own way, right? So the Warlock, they're the telekinetic
Spider-Man, tu voulais dire,
Strand.
Romain, pas
So they're going to be able
Je
to
crois.
telepathically reach into the Strand dimension, pull matter out, and weave it into this big barrage of these Strand missiles. Wherever they land, these missiles are actually going to unravel, sort of reweave themselves into a new form.
With the Titan, you're able to weave these claws and do an area of damage around you, spinning and slashing.
C'est Garen.
The super I think I'm most excited for is the Hunter Rope Dart super. The Hunter does a flip and weaves these strands into this rope dart and is swinging it as they're kind of moving around. The first time I saw that, even in its kind of like rough state, it just blew my mind.
C'est stylé le truc du
We've
chasseur.
learned a lot from creating
En
our
vrai,
other
tout est stylé.
subclasses, and we've taken those learnings about combat, about movement, about build crafting. We've put that all into Strand, and I'm so excited to see where players take it once it's out there in the wild.
Je me demande là sur le barrage de missiles s'il va pas y avoir beaucoup de pertes sur les missiles. Ça a l'air d'être assez diffus quand même.
Destiny is a game that gets even better when you play with your friends. We want to create communities that are welcoming, inclusive, and that let you bring your old friends and make new ones. And since last year, over 5 million new Guardians have joined our ranks.
We believe that there are still millions more of your friends that would love to play Destiny with you. And the things that you want to see us improve in Destiny are also exactly what's going to make it easier to convince your friends to come and check out the game.
It should be easier to create custom, incredible builds. Easier to find people to play with. Easier to swap from being that boss-melting, storm-chaser-wielding, falling star juggernaut right into that ultimate Yeehaw, dead man's kill-shooting, Titan's rampart-crutching sentinel.
And if none of what Joe just said makes sense to you, we want to fix that too. Because it's not about removing the depth that makes Destiny so great. It's instead about allowing everyone to dive deeper with ease.
C'est discret. Je me demande quel joue ça. Attendez, je bois et je vous dis.
The changes we're making to make Destiny easier to come into, changes to how you build your characters, changes to how you see what there is to do and what there is to accomplish. And in the year ahead, we're actually making it easier to form groups in Destiny so you can go and do some of the greatest content that Destiny has to offer.
All the teams are working together to build this experience, and so that's what's really exciting.
We keep on hearing from players like, hey, unless I have a friend to play with, I don't know what to do. And so what we're trying to give them is like, hey, here's a path to follow.
Ah bah oui, bah
Guardian ranks are this basically like a knowledge ladder. We actually progress you through 11 ranks, and it's really like heavily focusing on like exposing players to all the systems of Destiny.
At some point, the story about you
là,
as a
Guardian
involves other Guardians and what they think about you. That is just a whole new dimension of your journey through Destiny that we've never really explored before.
Yeah.
When you show up in the tower and you see that person who's at one of the highest ranks, you're going to know that you're looking at a player who's actually really demonstrated mastery of many of the different activities in Destiny. Not just from our perspective, but from the perspective of other players. Some of the higher Guardian ranks will actually be asking for you to step up, to actually rise to the occasion and prove to other Guardians that you are a strong player and a strong leader.
A lot of people have groups that they already play with, but this will really provide people the opportunity to be recognized for helping other people learn the game, but also provide more people to play with on a regular basis.
In the year of Lightfall, we're going to actually be investing in building a looking for group system in Destiny itself. You'll be able to look for other players, you'll be able to find groups that are looking for players.
I'm so excited about being able to form groups in the next coming year because it can be really hard to get through some of the hard content solo, and making it so much easier to find people to play with is just going to make getting into Destiny and doing the awesome content so much easier.
Yeah, and they'll be able to say, this is a player who I can trust to lead me through the new raid. I want to join their group. Or they can say, these are players who are new to the activity. I want to take them for that first raid because that'll be a great experience for them and a valuable experience for me as a leader.
It's really going to help players come together and understand each other better when they've never met before. It's going to make the game so much more social, and I think that it's going to really make Destiny players feel like they're on one team.
So commendations is a feature that you'll experience towards the end of an activity. So you end the activity now and you get to see the screen that has all the people you played with. You can click on one of the Guardians and choose what experience you had with them. So like, were they a good team player? Were they fun to play with?
There's no better way to actually show how good a person is as a teammate or as a leader than to have other players say, this person's a great teammate, this person's a great leader. It's really a system that's designed to let players show appreciation for each other.
Also, using the commendation system, people are going to be able to say like, hey, this person as a good leader, and looking at the Guardian rank system, they have a lot of experience. It's going to be, oh, that's the person I want to help me get through this hard content that I've been struggling with.
Social games like Destiny give you an opportunity to like really connect with other people and do things together and get to know each other. And with a system like LFG, you're making it so that more people can get that experience started than ever before.
Both the loadout screen and the mod manager are completely new features.
The mod manager is meant to make build construction in Destiny a lot easier.
We all love our fashion game. The fashion game's amazing. And so we're going to take what we did for the fashion game and we're bringing it to the buildcraft game. There's going to be one screen where you can go to and do your entire loadout for your character. It's going to be amazing.
So you'll be able to save the build that you've put together as a loadout and then switch between those things as you're going from activity to activity.
Yeah, I feel like with the new release of Destiny and the commendation system mixed with Guardian ranks, we're giving players even new aspirations. It isn't going to be just about power level, it won't just be about gear. It's also going to be about that Guardian rank. It's going to be about those commendations. It's all the ways that we're bringing players together.
En vrai, ça va pas dans le négatif, je pense, les trucs là, le système qu'ils ont appelé éloge. Donc, il faut pas trop y avoir de dérive si ça va pas dans le négatif. Si c'est que du renforcement positif, ça va.
We're also launching a brand new season of Destiny 2.
Tout à fait.
And as we've evolved our seasons over the years, we've learned a lot. And I think we've been able to deliver some amazing character moments and events for the community.
We're long past the era of content drop. Instead, there are exciting story and events happening in Destiny almost every week, year-round. And we're not slowing down.
Each season, we want to keep raising the bar for narrative experiences in any live game. We want to keep pushing to create unexpected adventures that'll make every season of Destiny unique. And we want to keep listening and learning from you, the Destiny community, so that we can create the strongest seasons of any live service.
Because the Witness is coming. And if we want to survive, we need a crew. We need to enrich our defenses. If you're feeling surly, maybe even loot our enemies.
We may even need to find a captain to join us on our next adventure in the season of Plunder.
Ah, ça y est.
L'Église s'est échappée. Les anciens équipages se sont ralliés sous son commandement.
C'est la saison, ça, 18.
J'ai entendu parler d'eux. Les... Ah, c'est quoi le mot humain?
Pirates. Nous devrions envoyer l'avant-garde s'occuper de ces bandits.
Bon, enlève l'encre.
La saison
Allez
du but,
montrer
hein.
à ces pirates ce qui se passe quand on croise le chemin de l'araignée.
C'est pas les ennemis qui m'ont plu le plus, mais pourquoi pas. Hein. En vrai, c'est... les persos ont l'air sympas, les potes là.
Faites sauter cette barge.
Là, il y a ceux qu'on connaît, bien entendu. Ouf. Bien l'autre d'avant là. Activité de saison, Louis. Il va sans doute se passer sur le vaisseau du coup. J'aimais bien le casque de celui qui s'est tenu comme ça.
Désolé, je me suis un peu laissé emporter par toutes ces aventures.
C'est les sorcières. On découvre ça juste après.
What are you most excited about for Season of Plunder?
Pirates. This season we said, what if we just go to the stars and dig up buried treasure?
We are unearthing a lot of mysteries and secrets. We're swashbuckling onto enemy spaceships. And then we're also learning a lot of things about some of our favorite characters.
We're gonna have an adventure this season.
En vrai, c'est un côté un peu
Season
humour et
of
tout, ça
Plunder
me plaît
kicks
bien.
off with Aramis being freed from her icy prison. She's collected old, fallen crews
Elle est
of
relâche,
pirates
elle.
and rogue cabal together in order to hunt down mysterious relics and treasures.
It's time to meet your end.
So Guardians are
Ouais,
tasked
mais laisse-faut
with
voir,
stopping
tu vois.
Aramis from
Après,
collecting
faut
these
surtout que ça
relics.
dure plus
And in
d'une
order to
demi-heure
do
par
that,
semaine,
you
quoi.
have to create your own crew
Mais
of
bon.
shady dealers and backroom brokers.
Pas une extension. Hein.
Drifter, Mithrax, Ido, and Spider are going to be helping you.
C'est qu'une saison.
Ready when you are, Captain. That's the beginning of Season of Plunder. What you're going to be doing is forming a pirate crew of your own. You're going to fill it with different crew members that you can recruit over the course of the season. drifter. He's going to toss you the keys to your personal catch. Then you're just going to set out into the stars and do cool pirate stuff.
So excited.
This season, we have multiple brand new activities coming that will really give you a sense of being on a pirate adventure. One of the mainstays of this season is a new 6-player offensive called Catch Crash.
When I saw the concept for the catch with the big mainsails on it, I just said, oh my God, this is gonna be a fun season.
Just like seeing Catch Crash through the different iterations, like fighting on the deck of the ship.
You get to become your own ammunition and launch yourself from a cannon to the other ship, and you are the weapon, so you're gonna go mess them up.
Snatch.
The second big activity we have coming this season is called Expedition.
Ouais, c'est ça, ouais, ça.
You're going to be guiding a massive drill that's looking for this buried, hidden pirate treasure, and you're going to have to be fending off of all these pirate crews trying to protect their hoards. And then our final new activity coming this season is what we're calling Pirate Hideouts.
We have so many different little maps that you can piece together fragments of this season, and they lead you to the lair of the pirate lord, right? Their hideout.
These are their caves where they're hoarding all of their amazing treasures and their mysterious relics.
These relics are mysterious objects of dark power, and they're all over the system. We don't know exactly what it is they do yet, but if Aramis is trying to collect them, it's nothing good.
Taking the opportunity to line the Arc 3.0 update with the Fallen, it just ended up working out perfectly because you got all the simple Arc weaponry and the Arc shielded captains. It feels right with that release, almost like we planned it.
Arc is a damage type that's about proximity, right? It's about going fast up into your enemy's faces and deleting them. It's the damage type for people that want to hold W. You don't want to retreat.
Unbridled aggression to the max.
Hunter is really about close range action, being fluid and dynamic and agile, evasive. So we're going to give Arc Hunter a new super. We call it Gathering Storm, where you summon your Arc Staff, twirl it above your head and then launch it out, and then it will embed into the ground or into bosses or mini bosses or champions and jolt them. Like a big lightning strike will strike the staff and overcharge it. While that staff is overcharged, it'll start Tesla coiling little lightning bolts out at nearby enemies. Warlock is kind of this elemental conduit. You are a class that will turn yourself into lightning. You will create things out of lightning. Previously, we had this exotic armor piece called Getaway Artist, where you consume your grenade and it'll make a what we call a sentient arc soul that fires faster and does more damage as a result. So we decided to roll that into base arc soul behavior. Anytime you are amplified, any arc soul you have from any source will become the supercharged version that will fire off just rapid fire bolts.
Titan's about being this unstoppable freight train. It's about this constant movement. So we gave Titans a new movement option, something that we felt like is going to be competitive in this new environment of air dodges and air slams. That's a new ability called Thruster. And it's all in first person. It's all very much in the heat of the moment you see it happen. Its whole property is like rush down or getaway. It's a movement tool to the max. There's going to be this new melee ability called Thunderclap, which is an amazing thing where he charges his fist, all super flashy. It's our first ever charge melee, so you hold down the button, and as that cocks back and charges up, you'll end up doing more damage and getting a little bit more range.
Ah oui!
And speaking of the whole goal of deleting things, I believe in PvP a full charge is a one-shot kill.
It is, oh yeah.
It's a little skillful to pull off because you're gonna have to really read your opponent here.
Après ça met un temps à charger.
The whole through line with Arc is it really isn't that complicated. It's move fast, hit hard, and stay alive.
On va tester ça, hein.
What I'm most excited about in Season of Plunder is that this is really a season that has a sense of adventure. You're exploring the system, you're looking for pirate treasure, pirate relics. You're seeing the world evolve in a way we haven't done before.
I love that with the activities in the season, we just leaned really hard into the pirate fancies. I love that we have your own catch. I love that you're tracking down buried treasure and then going after the pirate leaders in their caves.
The interesting thing about Destiny is we're not just a fantasy game or a sci-fi game, we're kind of a blend of both. And we take inspiration when we say pirates, it's old world pirates that you would see traditionally back in the 17 and 1800s. We have like a flintlock pistol, we have an exotic fusion rifle that plays different than fusion rifles you've ever seen before.
It's just like end-to-end, it's really leaning into that spirit of like the pirate adventure. But let's also make it so that new players coming in can actually jump in and get started. The gift of the Thunder Gods is a starter kit. It's a set of armor, it's a Thunderlord exotic weapon.
So jump in, join your friends, set sail, become the captain, and build your crew today in Destiny.
Quand même une contrepartie. Oh. N'hésitez pas à aller voir la playlist de tutos. J'ai regroupé tous les tutos dans une playlist. Ils datent de 2015. Donc bon. Voilà. Mais ils existent. Oh, c'est vrai les armes. Je les aime bien, les armes. Je les trouve ça. Le Warlock. Ah, j'avoue que là, il y a... C'est un peu marrant du coup de voir la stat sur la phase de jump. D'ailleurs, j'avais oublié la partie labyrinthe. Ouais, normalement, on nage, c'est pas grave. Après, faut voir comment ça va être, si c'est vraiment le... exactement le même fonctionnement d'Exo. Parce que c'est le même fonctionnement, c'est bizarre avec les failles.
Yeah, actually, Kingsfall was the first thing I got to work on at Bungie. And I'm thrilled that a whole new generation of Guardians will get to experience this refreshed and reloaded showdown with the Taken King.
So, we've shown you Lightfall. We've shown you the new damage type, Strand. We've shown you some of the deeper changes to the game that we're going to be making throughout the next year. But we have one more thing that we are excited to announce today.
Destiny is coming to the Epic Game Store
Je me demande si c'est pas un loot pour tout le monde.
Epic has been an absolutely fabulous
Code créateur Morgan, n'hésitez pas.
Destiny. And we are just huge fans of what they've been doing in the social
Vraiment, n'hésitez pas.
When we first started working with Epic, we sat down and talked about the impact that their games have had on us. And they had a bunch of the same stories for us.
They shared stories about playing the Vault of Glass and how much they enjoy the social experiences in Destiny. I got to talk about the summer of Fortnite Chapter 1, Season 5, when my whole family was laser focused, taking turns in the island to unlock Drift.
In addition to launching all of Destiny 2 on the Epic Games Store today, for the next week, if you download the game on Epic, we will give you the 30th anniversary.
Avec le code créateur Morgan.
If you haven't earned your Galahorn yet, or you haven't played the Grasp Dungeon, come to the Epic Games Store and you can jump in for free.
Nice,
we want to welcome all these new Guardians with a celebration. One that stretches a little further than the last city.
Du coup, pour en revenir aux skins, hein, comme j'ai dit tout à l'heure, moi je trouve qu'ils sont pas choquants. Ils sont pas déconnants dans le jeu, les skins. Ceux-là, hein, ceux dans Destiny. Hein. Oh my god. Ça me fait trop rire dans Fall Guys. Alors du coup ces skins, je vais les avoir sur Steam, je crois. Peut-être pas. Que de cratère.
A few years ago, we shared our plans for the Light and Darkness saga. This journey, years in the making, is coming to an end. Since we started charting our own course, we've been building this story. Across 5 years of expansions, since the first pyramid ship emerged in Shadowkeep when we first spoke to the Darkness. Then, across Beyond Light, the Witch Queen, and coming up in Lightfall in the final shape. We're building towards a climactic collision.
Là, c'est clairement pour des joueurs qui n'auraient pas encore franchi le pas, quoi.
We've also been working on the Destiny engine behind the scenes, preparing our technology and our game to last for many years to come. Because Destiny 2 is not going anywhere, and neither are your expansions. We want this story since we first communed with the darkness on the moon to be fully playable, start to finish. And we're happy to announce today that we are not planning to sunset any more expansions.
Bah, il était temps.
We want the Destiny universe to grow, and we're going to continue to do everything that we can behind the scenes
to keep
that possible within our game engine.
Heureusement, nous on a payé. Oui, mais tu as pas. Tu as joué avant. J'ai joué il y a un an.
Let's talk about today, the best day all year to jump into Destiny.
Yes, because if you're looking to catch up, right now, all expansions are free to play for this entire week on every platform for everyone.
Right now, Season of Plunder is live,
and the Helm's gonna set supercharged
art gear for anyone looking to catch up on the fun.
Destiny is live on the Epic Games Store. You can download it for free, and you can get the 30th anniversary pack as your welcome gift.
And if you liked what you saw about the future, right now, pre-orders for Lightfall are live on all platforms. And anyone who purchases the annual pass gets the exotic auto rifle Quicksilver Storm today.
J'adore.
Today is a perfect day to play Destiny.
So we'll see you in game.
Et ben c'était top. 28 février, hein, c'est bien ça. Joli le tempête de vif argent en plus. Hein.
Quand ils verront cette fin glorieuse, ils viendront nous trouver.
J'ai entendu parler d'eux. Les... Ah, c'est quoi le mot humain?
Pirate.
Ça va pas tout ça. Après c'est une question de dimensionnement. Ça se règle assez rapidement normalement. C'est juste qu'au début, voilà, bam, après tu gères ton flux de joueurs. Tu dis ok, il faut qu'on acquiert plus de capacité et puis après c'est réglé.
Laissez-les venir à nous.
Ouais, c'est vrai, Aline. Ouais, c'était bien passé, il me semble. On a fait la campagne ensemble.
Ce qu'ils feront alors révélera leur vrai visage.
Trop bien. Alors forcément, hein, peut-être je suis un bisounours, hein, moi j'ai trouvé ça très bien. Ça m'a bien chauffé. La zone a l'air folle, la nouvelle zone. L'extension, nouveau pouvoir là, c'est fou. Bien sûr, on n'a absolument pas abordé ce que ça va avoir comme impact en PvP. Ça, il faudrait faudrait en faire une vidéo à part, un débat, et il faudrait tout simplement aussi avoir mis la main dessus pour voir ce que ça fait. Hop. Attendez. Tac. Comme ceci. Mais qu'est-ce qui se passe? Ok. Très bien. Truc qui défile. Mais ouais, moi ça me chauffe en tout cas. Pas mal de choses présentées aujourd'hui. Top! Il est 18h37, c'est parfait, je vais avoir le temps de faire la petite rediff. Qui s'arrêtera ici d'ailleurs pour cette partie-là. Et il y aura d'ailleurs une rediff pour la première heure qu'on a passé à suivre aussi. Du coup, le petit pré-show. Nice. Pour ceux qui regardent ça en rediff, n'hésitez pas à dire en commentaire ce que vous en pensez, toujours dans le respect bien entendu. Ici on va débrief dans quelques instants, je vais juste aller faire le petit temps fort et ensuite on fait ça.